here we are. It is the middle of January and it's like 60 degrees outside for the third day in a row, but we have cold weather coming again tomorrow, so I'm taking the opportunity today to do some work. My trusty helpers here got the rest of the compost material put into the garden, so I've got about, I would say, between a quarter and a third of it covered up to this point now. So the rest of it we'll just have to kind of work on as we get to it, as we get it available. But this afternoon, this is my endeavor, is the grapevines, pruning them up into some kind of manageable product. Obviously, as you can tell, they haven't had a lot done to them in a while. So I don't know for sure if these are the variety of these grapes. I know that some of them were green and some of them were red per the previous owner, but we're gonna go ahead, per the YouTube videos I was watching on pruning, since I don't know if they're caning or spur type varieties, I'm gonna go ahead and just cane them this year and leave a few good canes growing, and then we'll kind of assess once we start seeing the buds come out for next year and for the summer what we'll need to do pruning wise. But this is what it looks like before, so I'll show you when I'm done what we end up with. Okay, so as I got into pruning these, I was seeing quite a few clusters remaining that kind of indicated that this was one that needed to be spur pruned. So I went ahead and went pretty crazy on it. There was a lot of dead wood, so that kind of really affected how and where I pruned. And just because these haven't been trained in so long, I think this year is just going to kind of be a test in pruning and training it for future years to kind of get it back on track. So it's pretty bare, but I think that it's a good starting place for us. I'm kind of, you can see I went crazy. This one down here though, I don't even know where to go. We're having a meeting of the minds. Beefus and the herd next door, including the buffalo, are all friends, so they're saying hello. I mean, this one's got vines that are coming a good, gosh, 10 feet plus, 12 feet from the base. So I've got to figure out how many actual individual plants I've got here and go from there. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, I think, than the last one, but we'll see what it ends up looking like. Hi guys, welcome back to the Looney farm. As you can see, I'm on my pruning tirade still. This is our peach tree. It put off a ton of fruit last year. It set a bunch of fruit, I should say, but being new to this whole endeavor, we didn't realize that you actually have to space out the fruit once it puts on so that they will grow. And so we all were so excited because we saw tons of peaches, and then we had nothing because they never matured since there were so many. So as you can tell, there's a lot of pruning that needs to be done. There's a lot of vigorous growth on this tree that needs to be trimmed back in the middle to open it up and get some circulation and sunlight through there. It's way too tall and leggy to be able to reach, so I'm not going to be doing a ton of height things, but all these little tiny vigorous feeders that are not going to set fruit on them, I'm going to try to clean up as much as I can before we lose light today. I also have the apple tree. I don't know if you can see because of the sun. It's a whole nother project in itself as well. It did put off a lot of fruit for us. We got probably 45 pounds plus off of it this year, which I know it's not a huge amount, but for one little apple tree, not knowing what we were doing and not doing any pruning and beforehand, we were very happy with that. So this is the before on the peach tree. I just want to document that so that when it's done being pruned down, we can see how we're looking. Okay, I'm back. I had to go charge my battery on my camera, actually on my phone. It was dying. So this is the results of the pruning to this point. We got off a lot of branches. I'm pretty happy with it. I may take off a little bit more of this stuff up here that's so tall, but for now I think I'm good. I may wait and do that in the summer, just to kind of see how things go. I don't know. I may change my mind and do it on Sunday. But it looks a lot better. There's going to be a lot more light able to get in, so the fruit will ripen evenly, and we should be good. And then there's this again. This is the next project. I don't even know where to begin. Okay, I have an update. This is Saturday. I watched several videos about pruning, and particularly peach trees, and they all kept saying you can't over prune. And so I really wanted to clean this up. We still want to get fruit this year. So to say I'm nervous about this is about the biggest understatement of the day. I'm very lopsided, I know that. But I've got a lot of good buds up at the tips of these. Some really good growing wood. So I'm just going to leave it at this point. I don't know if you can see the mess of branches that are around. But I've pretty much worked it as much as I feel comfortable with at this point. I also don't have any hand pruners, so trying to do this with the extension cloppers, whatever you call those things, was getting a bit difficult. So I need to come out with some hand pruners at some point, maybe next month before things start warming up again. But I think I'm just going to leave it for the most part at this point and see. I really feel good about the center being opened up for sunlight. I don't have any verticals, really big branches going straight up anymore. So I feel good about it. We'll see. I don't know. I think.